All right, Doug. Sean and Doug here. Doug, I was going to ask you today about home inspections. Should a buyer get one? What do you think?
I think definitely a buyer should get a home inspection.
Okay. Why is that?
Now, first off, maybe we should describe what a home inspection, the definition of a home inspection is.
Okay.
My definition of a home inspection is a private independent third party professional that has taken training and has a good background on how to do home inspections.
Okay.
So that's good.
Okay.
Some people think a home inspection is having Uncle Harry come over and take a look through the house because he's a plumber. So that is an inspection, and if you really trust Uncle Harry, that's fine, but there's a lot more to a house than just maybe what Uncle Harry's used to seeing.
Okay.
Be it electrical, plumbing, so there's a lot of other issues.
Okay.
So let's start at the beginning. When you have an offer accepted, we recommend that once your offer is accepted, there's a contingency period of a few days whereby you as the buyer can have your home inspector go through the home and find out if there's any major issues or problems with the house that you weren't aware of when you got the offer accepted. So that's what happens, and then if there is a major issue, then that's when you want to go back and tell the seller, well, I didn't know about this, or something came up in the inspection that could cause problems, either safety-wise, health-wise, whatever, and I think we need to renegotiate the price or something, give me some compensation for fixing those items that neither one of us probably knew about in the beginning.
Okay.
Now let's back up another step. We often recommend to our sellers who have a house that hasn't been updated recently and that, let's say, is more than 10 or 15 years old to do an inspection before you even put it on the market. Because the worst thing that could happen is that you negotiate what you thought was a fair price for your home with the buyer, and then the buyer goes through and finds something wrong that maybe if we would have known about it ahead of time and had it fixed, we could have gotten as good a price or better, but now the buyer is going to try to negotiate a little bit lower price.
But now with the seller getting a pre-done home inspection,
pre-listing we call it.
Pre-listing inspection, what do you think about somebody who says, well, that's just going to bring up issues I'm going to have to fix, and maybe the buyer wouldn't want those fixed?
Well, definitely, a home, unless you're buying a brand new home, there's always issues. There's issues in any home. Even a brand new home, you can do a home inspection on, and you're going to find issues. In fact, we recommend do a limited home inspection on a new home. We had one person buy a home and found out that one of the rafters in the attic was cracked. And the builder didn't know about it. Nobody told him about it, and there it is. So that was good. We caught it.
Yeah.
So there's another idea.
Okay.
Also, in certain communities in the Minneapolis-St. Paul metro area, they have what they call truth in housing. So by
Truth
law,
in sale of housing, TISH.
Truth in
TISH
sale of
report.
housing. You have to have that report done before you can market the property.
Okay.
That is like a home inspection, but that's more safety issues related to the current building codes, and they're trying to get their housing stock in that city brought up to more current building code standards for electrical, plumbing issues and things like that, heating issues. But that isn't quite the same as a home inspection. So even if it is in a community like that has that, we still recommend getting a home inspection.
Okay.
Now, if you feel confident after looking at the property that everything is fine, that you don't need a home inspection, you can still put it in the offer, and then if you don't respond in a certain period of time that's already agreed upon, it's assumed that everything is okay with the home inspection, so you don't even need to do one. So that's why we do have some people we had a couple that their father was a building inspector, and so they're not going to, they had him go through the house after they got the purchase agreement accepted, and they relied on his expertise to tell them what was right or what wasn't right with the house.
Right.
Now, let's say you do have the home inspection and you find some things wrong with the house. Granted, you could try to get the seller to fix every little thing that you find, but again, I think we counsel both sellers and buyers that the house isn't brand new. There's going to be issues about every house, and what you're looking for is major items that could be a problem.
Yeah.
And so then that's what you want to address with the seller when you do have those problems that crop up.
Yeah, because I've had buyers where they they are insisting on asking the seller to repair every single tiny little thing in that house. And it's like, well, maybe some sellers will put up with that, but sellers are people too, and will feel a little run down or taken advantage of, just
Right.
like most other people would. So there's kind of got to be a little give and take.
Right. And an example, if you want to cite an example, I could say, well, when we looked at the house and we made the offer, we noticed a little crack in that window right over there. Well, now we do the home inspection. Of course, that would come up in the inspection. There's a crack in the northwest bedroom window. And, well, we saw it when we made the offer. So now we maybe have a change of heart. I don't know. But you certainly can ask for that to be repaired. But we did see it when we made the offer. So if you're okay with it, then let's find out how much it would cost to fix, and then you can decide if it's a really big enough issue to try to get the seller to fix, or to give you some compensation to fix later.
Right.
And so every issue, every individual situation is different, and the negotiating is different on everyone. But if we get right down to it, if you do the home inspection, the inspector goes through the house, you are now aware of the maintenance that's required for the house, the long-term maintenance, any deferred maintenance, and that's good to know. Because you just want to know, like, okay, my furnace is 20 years old, it's probably going to last another 5 years maybe, and I'm going to have to get a new one. And so those are types of things that you want to know as a homeowner going in, that you are going to have to replace some things, but at least you are aware of those. And
yeah, and I've learned some stuff for home maintenance from home inspectors that you don't find on a website, you don't find in a magazine,
right,
that they can tell you about. And specifically, hopefully it's going to be your future house.
Yeah.
So specifically about your house, how this thing or that thing works, how the furnace vents, how make sure you keep the dryer unclogged or whatever it might be.
Yeah, the dryer vent, you bet.
They know all types of stuff. I have found anyway in each house.
I've been in real estate a long time, and also have owned my own house a long time, and I still learn new things that the inspectors mentioned that, I didn't know you could do that, or that would be a good maintenance item in the future to keep.
And you guys kind of you've got kind of a set list of inspectors, but overall, I know the Minnesota requirements to be a licensed home inspector are pretty stringent.
Yeah,
my
I don't know
understanding.
the exact requirements, but yeah,
they've got continuing ed, and they're licensed by Minnesota Department of Commerce, just like real estate agents.
Yeah. So and also just one more last distinction here. A home inspection is not an appraisal, and an appraisal is not a home inspection. So, for example, some people buying a house with FHA financing or VA financing, DVA, Department of Veterans Affairs, think that the appraiser is going in and doing a home inspection, and they're not. They have certain things they're looking for that are a requirement of the FHA financing guidelines, that the house has to have certain things. But they're definitely not doing a home inspection. So some people say, why do I need to do that? It's been appraised. The appraiser is fine with it. No, the appraiser is just fine with it because they know that the house has to be still standing in 15 years from now, and that's all they're really concerned about. And there's no real big safety issues, like there's going to be, staircases falling down on top of people and things like that.
Right.
But other than that, all they're worried about, that the structure will still be standing in 15 years, and then it'll cover their security interest in the property. So.
Okay. Yeah, good. Thanks, Doug.
You bet.
All right. Appreciate it.